Student stabbed 32 times by ex-boyfriend falls in love with fireman who saved her life. Melissa Dohme was manically knifed in the neck, arms, face and hand by a man who had been her high school sweetheart. A student who was stabbed 32 times by her ex-boyfriend is set to marry a fireman who was a member of the emergency services team who came to her rescue. Melissa Dohme, from Florida, met Cameron Hill after the fireman was called to the scene of the horrific attack in January 2012. She was knifed in the neck, arms, face and hand by a man who had been her high school sweetheart when she was just 20 years old. He is now serving a life sentence. The pair had dated since school, but Melissa noticed his behaviour change when she started applying to universities. She told the BBC, "He became very jealous. He would belittle me and not want me to succeed. He would lie about things, and if I confronted him he had an explosive temper." Melissa tried to break up with him, but Burton told her he would kill himself if she left him. In October 2011, after a heavy drinking session, he launched a violent attack on her. She reported it to the police and he was charged with domestic battery and sentenced to 10 hours in prison. Melissa thought their relationship was finally over, but on the 24th of January 2012 he called her at 2 a.m. and said he needed closure from their romance. He promised that if he could see her for one final time he would leave her alone. "I didn't listen to my intuition telling me it was wrong. And that was the biggest mistake I ever made. I took my pepper spray and phone, thinking I could protect myself if I needed to," she said. Melissa walked up to him and it appeared he was reaching out for a hug. However, instead of embracing her, he flipped a switchblade open and manically started stabbing her. "I remember the pain of the first few, but after that I went into fight-or-flight mode," she said. "I tried to fight back and bite his hand. I was punching and screaming and doing everything I could. But I kept falling to the ground because I was losing so much blood." A young couple intervened and called 911. Burton went to his car to get an even bigger blade and Melissa said he had every intention of killing me. Police arrived on the scene and found her lying in the road. She had suffered a stroke because of the extreme loss of blood and her speech was slurred. A helicopter airlifted her to hospital and surgeons said she died on the table several times and had to be resuscitated. "My wounds were severe. I had a broken skull and jaw. My head and nose were fractured," she said.